we're discussing the impact of repeated activation of the stress response in children exposed to early adversity. While the stress response itself and the impacts on the brain that result from repeated stimulation of the stress response can be initially adaptive, the lasting impacts on the brain and body can be unhealthy. To understand why relationships matter so much in keeping kids healthy, we need to understand what's happening in the brain and body of someone who has experienced trauma. Let's turn to Alex and Sam for more insight on the stress response.
When we talk about relational trauma and stress generation, we know that the adaptations made by the brain in response to trauma are protective at first. But over time, these adaptive changes can lead to real challenges.
That's right. Early adversity impacts the brain in ways that seem helpful at first, like the brain's threat system becoming hyperreactive. But it's important to know that the reward system and autobiographical memory get affected too.
Exactly. So instead of feeling joy from things like touch or food, things that are typically rewarding, kids who've experienced trauma might not respond positively. They may not seek out opportunities to connect with others because they've never learned that those human connections bring positive feelings.
And that's a huge problem. If they don't understand how to engage with others or what behavior will be met with positive responses, they're more likely to avoid or disrupt social interactions. They don't follow the usual rules for social connection, and that can lead to frustration or even aggression.
Which makes sense. And then, when they misread situations, like misinterpreting a joke or overreacting when someone says something rude, it leads to more exclusion. And that exclusion just contributes to an effect known as social thinning. It means that there is a decline in the quality and quantity of a child's social relationships over time.
And all of this is worsened by impacts on autobiographical memory, which is a child's sense of self and how to interact with others. When a child faces constant adversity in their interactions with caregivers, they tend to remember social interactions in a negative way, or they forget them altogether. Their brain kind of tries to protect them by making the memories vague. This means they don't have a solid sense of themselves, their relationships, or how to interpret new relationships.
It's like they're walking into every new interaction without any prior context about themselves or others to help them understand it. They can't figure out the patterns, so each social situation feels like starting from scratch.
They're disconnected from themselves and others. And without those protective relationships, those buffering systems in place, it's not just the trauma that's toxic. It's the absence of support. The stress becomes a lot more overwhelming.
So building that buffering, those supportive relationships, becomes even more important. Without it, the cycle of isolation, misunderstanding, and frustration just keeps growing.
That's why this work is so critical. Helping kids develop those supportive connections, whether through family, school, or therapy, is the key to breaking the cycle of stress and loneliness.
It's all about teaching them that connection can be rewarding, that relationships can be a safe place, not something to fear.
And understanding this is the first step to healing.